So I will talk about shamanism and how it's influenced waking down. I think most of you know that the word shaman is actually a Siberian word, and it literally means she who dreams. The shaman dreams on behalf of her community. She enters into dreams, trance, in the underworld. And then, based on the information that she gains as in her dreams, she performs ceremony, initiation. She may use plant medicines. She invokes spirit helpers and the elements. She does this to produce shifts in healing, wholeness, and consciousness. And she does this not just for herself, but for her community. Now I'd like you to picture Saniel leading one of his signature workshops fairly early in his work. The workshop is limited to 16 participants. He calls the weekend event a personal empowerment retreat. Each of the participants know that they will have a chance to work individually with Saniel in front of the whole group, and so of course they're curious to see what will happen. Now imagine Saniel stands in front of a flip chart, and on this chart he draws a large circle and divides this circle into pie shaped wedges. Into each of these wedges he writes a few words and announces to the participants that there are several ways in which they may choose to work with him or he may choose to work with them. The words include things like daring, gazing, questions and answers, spirit invocation, and spirit relocation. He then goes on to explain briefly some of the benefits of each of these approaches. For example, the student who deeply listens as he or she dares to share what has been previously hidden frees up energy and attention, thereby gaining a freedom not previously known. Engaging in questions and answers dispels misconceptions that might be standing in the way of awakening. This makes sense to the mind. But spirit invocation and spirit relocation. Here we meet Saniel the shaman, who knows that sometimes what is keeping us from dropping into the wholeness of who we are is the fact that some part of our spirit has fled due to trauma. And that part needs to be located and called back home. Spirit invocation. Or perhaps some other energy has taken up residence too close to us, and that energy needs to be escorted out and requested to leave. Spirit relocation. I have seen Saniel work such ways with people. I have also seen Saniel the shaman offer healing shamanic touch, fire ceremonies for large groups. I have seen him wrap protective bands around students using fire and sword. He did this in order to protect a student energetically. I have witnessed him place energetic helmets on students to keep them grounded, and energetic breastplates to keep tender hearts protected. I have seen him perform shamanic ceremonies that include working with sacred, mythical elements, such as washing a student's feet, using his own shirt to dry those feet. He uses flutes, candles, water, and other things to kindle protection as well as to initiate emotional and energetic healing that will be the basis for empowering students to awaken. Shamanic influences have been used in Saniel's work and have also assisted him in his own personal awakenings as he worked with a shaman mentor before his awakening. So Saniel, we have about 3 minutes left. And I'd like to turn this to you so that you can share some of your perspectives regarding shamanism and waking down.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I had to agree with that because one of my finest helmet creations was way back in the earlier time. Actually, the shamanic element for me was really, the word shamanic, it doesn't encapsulate enough of, as a tradition, it doesn't encapsulate enough of it, because there's many people in many traditions work energetically. Yogis do, saints do. It goes across many qualities of spiritual participation. But this is definitely a major one, the shamanic. And I got a lot of training in that being around Adi Da. That was the primary place I learned that. He was very active in those ways. He wouldn't have called it shamanic, he might have called it more yogic. One aspect for me that really came through just now talking with Dan was Dan happened to find this book, Tamalpais Walking by Tom Killian and Gary Snyder. And a major part of what happened with me, this is beautiful, woodcuts, is that what it is? Just came out recently, but Mount Tam, as you all know, and others may, the mountain here in Marin County anchored me when the feeling was I went into free fall after leaving Adi Da's work. And so the earth came into play in a very big way. That was completely unexpected. I didn't have anything like that in my background. Just this recognition of the mountain as, not itself, but herself, a divine presence and active as such in some mysterious way. And the shamanic work that I did with journeying was also something that was very important that you mentioned. It had to do with not so much my awakening itself, but the down work. Really, it was ayahuasca journeying. My mentor would say ayahuasca seeps into the wounds. And it was through that journeying that the down part of the work that I was able to activate, or not activate, able to access in a sufficient down realization that then it could become part of my own innate transmission. So there's a lot more to that. You brought up so many things there. And by the way, in so much of that work, I also work with Linda. And really, even though I'm often the one more active, it's a great place where that masculine, feminine, father-mother force is used to help move energies in the ways you're describing. And I think that as we go forward, I'll talk more maybe about this in my statement a little later, but as we go forward, making sure there are always people in the community of helpers and teachers who have these different kinds of skills is going to be crucial for us to be able to serve people